Hey guys, it's Maymay. So, for today's scripture, I'm going to encourage you to do several things. The scripture today is Psalm 91, the entire chapter. The reason for this is my mother introduced me to something this week that I think you guys would love to know about as well. So, this is going to be a lot of talk in just a second. So, I want you to catch up and keep up with me for a second. So, she has been leaning on Psalm 91 every day. It's been something she's been reading and listening to every day. So she told me this week, she said, I want to challenge you to do this. Get an app on your phone or go to Bible Gateway on the computer. And I want you to look up Psalm 91 in the Message Bible. And then I want you to have the Message Bible read that to you. Do the audio version of Psalm 91 in the Message Bible. It's beautiful. So I did that this morning because we were talking about our morning time. I did that this morning. And oh my goodness, it is the most beautiful way of hearing Psalm 91. It's not a different story. It's not a different promise. It's not a different message than what you hear from the King James. It's just said in such a way that it's language we get today. Now, I don't read the Message of Bible on the regular. That's not the Bible I read. I actually don't own one, but if I want to look it up, I'll look it up online. But once I listened to this in the Message version, then I went back and I listened to the ESV, which I do read pretty much all the time, the English Standard Version. I listened to Psalm 91 there too and compared the two. And it was just absolutely beautiful to have someone read Psalm 91 to me in a paraphrase version that was gorgeous. Now listen, here's what I want to encourage you. Don't lean on paraphrase versions only. Make sure you have a good steady hand. Maybe it's the King James or the ESV or even an NIV that you can lean to and compare and contrast the messages. But you have to do this. You have to go listen to or read Psalm 91 in the Message. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I told you I was going to do a lot of talking, and I am. We're going to put some art in the book, but it's going to be simple, and here's why. I made this statement a few weeks ago, and I don't know how many of you caught on to it, but I really want you to catch on to this, okay? This is not always about the art. Scripture is sometimes you will get art that will flood you. You'll be like, oh, I cannot wait to do this art version with this scripture. You may have a picture in your head. You may have exactly what you want, but it's not always about the art. Sometimes scripture is just something you need to spend time in, and you may find that in your heart journal because I want you to be able to open your heart to scripture even more than your art. Although art is fantastic and we do that so we can express our art in scripture. So this week I'm doing something different. I went online and I found this free printable of the NIV version of Psalm 91. It's really cute. I love the way the lady lined it up. I'm going to put a link to this for you if you want to get it. And this is Psalm 91 all printed out. And I'm going to glue this into my page. And this is going to be my art this week. But the reason is this. I want to spend more time studying the word. I want to spend time on listening to the Message version of Psalm 91 every morning. And I don't want to spend as much time on my art this week. This week, I want to spend more time on putting the word into my heart. So I don't ever want you to feel bad about doing something like this. Like, for example, maybe this is just the way you want to do your whole book. Maybe you just want to print the scripture and glue it in and have your discussion page on the side here. You can do this every time. Don't feel bad about this. I'm focusing on this scripture, and that's more important than any art I'll ever do. What I hear from God and what I learn from the scripture. I'm thankful for someone like the lady who made this little printable that does this so we can just add this to our book so we can focus on it. So I challenge you this week, Psalm 91. Now, let's say you do want to focus on the art. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you came to this journey so you could just focus on art and scripture at the same time. I can imagine what part of this you'll be able to put down on the page in art. It's beautiful. We've done parts of it before. You will be able to pull something out of here if you would like to art your page from this scripture, from this chapter of scripture. But I want you guys, I challenge you to listen to the Message version of this. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I want to hear what you think about it. I want you to go listen. Don't be afraid. You're not taking, if you've never used another translation than the King James, you're not replacing your King James version. This is not replacing it. What I want you to do is just listen to it in a way where if I were paraphrasing Psalm 91 to you and giving you the basics of what it said, I want you to hear what this version says. I'm not asking you to give up a translation or to change your translation. You do you where your translation is concerned, but I think you will enjoy hearing what this sounds like in the Message. I will try to link it below. I think I can link it. If I can, I'll link the Gateway version and everything for you so you can check that out, and you can go listen to it from there. And I'll make sure I link this printable for you. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the heart journey. And it is kind of evolving and it's kind of changing, and I'm okay with that because I think we need to grow with our scriptural journey and we need to see where it's going. And so I'm just along for the ride. I'm just doing whatever God tells me to do. And this week, this has been it. So I challenge you. I hope you enjoy this week. I hope you get something out of Psalm 91. I know that you will. It's impossible to not. Thanks so much for watching. If this is your first time here with us on our Heart Scripture Art Journal, check us out on Facebook at Hide His Word in My Heart. We do a Bible study there on Sunday afternoons at 2:30 Central Standard Time, and we'll see you guys a little bit later today. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.